It was supposed to be a normal court hearing, but when a 7-year-old blind girl took the witness stand, clutching her white cane with trembling fingers, the entire courtroom fell into a hush so deep it could break hearts. Her name was Lily Morgan. She couldn't see the people around her, but she could hear their whispers, feel the cold indifference in their silence, and sense that not everyone believed her. As she sat down on the hard wooden seat, her lower lip quivered and her small voice trembled when the judge asked, "Do you understand what it means to tell the truth?" Lily nodded. "Yes, sir," she said. "It means I say what happened, even if it hurts." But the real truth, the one no one was ready to believe, was about to walk through that courtroom door on 4 legs. And when it did, everything would change. Lily had lost her eyesight when she was just 3 years old due to a rare autoimmune disorder. Her world had gone dark before she even learned to ride a bike. But what she lacked in sight, she made up for with intuition, an open heart, and the most remarkable sense of trust. That trust lived in her bond with one being, her service dog, Scout. Scout wasn't just a dog. He was her protector, her guide, her best friend. A large, noble, golden retriever with eyes that seemed to understand more than most people ever could. For 3 years, Scout never left Lily's side. He led her to school, nudged her away from curbs, and nudged her closer to hope. Until the day everything went wrong. It happened at the home of Lily's uncle, Richard Hall. After Lily's mother, Emily, passed away from cancer, Richard, her late father's younger brother, became her legal guardian. He was a wealthy, well-dressed man with a pristine home, a flawless smile, and according to the social worker assigned to Lily's case, a perfect adoption file. But Scout didn't like him. From the very first day, Scout growled every time Richard came close. Lily tried to ignore it. Maybe Scout just needed time. But something inside her began to feel different. Richard wasn't cruel. Not in front of people. But when the doors closed, the tone of his voice changed. There were small signs at first. He locked Scout outside in the rain. He moved Lily's furniture so she'd stumble. He began shouting at her for things she didn't do. And then one night, he yanked her cane from her hand and whispered into her ear, "No one's going to believe a blind little girl." That night, Scout barked and scratched the door all night long. But Lily never told anyone until he tried to take Scout away for good. A week later, a neighbor heard Scout barking violently in the middle of the night and called animal control. Richard claimed Scout had attacked him and that Lily was becoming unmanageable. Scout was seized. Lily was devastated. Days later, she was taken to a foster center for assessment. But that same neighbor, Mrs. Aldridge, a retired school teacher, had seen something else. She told the police she heard yelling, a crash, a girl crying, and a man threatening someone. That's when Child Services reopened the case. And that's when the court summoned Lily to testify. The courtroom was packed. The judge, the lawyers, the spectators all looked at the small blind child sitting alone in the witness chair. Her foster mother, Teresa, sat nervously in the back, silently, praying Lily could say what needed to be said. "Tell us what happened. The night your dog was taken," the attorney asked. Lily's chin quivered. "My uncle said Scout bit him, but Scout didn't. He was only barking because Uncle Richard was hurting me." The crowd murmured. The judge banged the gavel. "Objection, speculation." Richard's lawyer snapped. The judge allowed it. "Can you explain what your uncle did?" The attorney asked gently. Lily began to cry. Her tiny shoulders shook. "He locked Scout outside. He yelled at me, he pulled my cane and pushed me. He told me no one would believe me because I can't see." The courtroom fell silent. "But I remember everything," she whispered, "and Scout tried to save me." Then came the twist. Just as Richard's attorney prepared to dismiss her statement as childlike imagination, the courtroom doors creaked open. And in walked Scout. He wasn't supposed to be there. The shelter had refused to release him until the hearing concluded. But Teresa, Lily's foster mother, had petitioned the judge that morning, demanding that Scout be allowed to return to Lily. The judge had agreed. And so, right as Lily sat in tears on the witness stand, Scout entered the room, led by a volunteer. The moment Scout saw Lily, he rushed forward, his tail wagging, eyes locked onto hers. He leaped toward the witness stand, placed his front paws on the edge, and gently licked her tears. "Scout," Lily gasped. She dropped her cane and reached for him. The room watched in stunned silence, but then something else happened. Scout turned slowly, methodically. He walked over to Richard, still seated beside his lawyer. He stopped 2 feet in front of him and growled, low, deep, unmistakable. The same growl he gave the night everything went wrong. The judge stared. The crowd held their breath. And then, as if on cue, Scout moved forward and began sniffing Richard's pocket. He nudged it, barked once. Then again, a bailiff approached. "Sir, may I?" he asked. Richard hesitated. "There's nothing." The judge nodded. "Let him check." Inside Richard's coat pocket was a bottle of medication sedatives prescribed to a name that wasn't his. The prosecutor's eyes narrowed. Further inspection revealed bruises on Lily's arms the state had previously marked as accidental. The pieces began to fall into place. 3 weeks later, Richard Hall was convicted of child endangerment and unlawful possession of a controlled substance. The court awarded permanent custody of Lily to her foster mother, Teresa, and Scout became the town's most honored dog. The story made national news. Blind girl's dog reveals the truth in courtroom twist. Scout, the hero dog. Loyalty that couldn't be silenced. People across the country send letters, toys, and messages of support. But for Lily, none of that mattered. All she wanted was Scout back, and now she had him. Months passed. Lily began school again, slowly growing in confidence. Teresa enrolled her in piano lessons. Scout walked beside her every day, guiding her through the halls, sitting beside her during recess and sleeping at her feet every night. One day, when asked how she knew Scout would protect her, Lily answered softly, "Because he never left me, even when no one else could see the truth." Years later, Lily became an advocate for children with disabilities. She would go on to speak in courtrooms herself, not as a victim, but as a voice for others. At every speech, she'd bring a framed photo of Scout, who passed away peacefully at age 14. She'd hold it up and say, "This is the dog who saw what others couldn't, and taught me to never be afraid of the truth." Call to action. If this story moved your heart, please leave a comment below with a red heart for Scout. Do you believe animals can sense the truth? Did you cry when Scout entered the courtroom? Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Be kind, always, where we bring you real emotional stories of courage, kindness, and the incredible bond between animals and humans. Let's keep spreading light one story at a time, because kindness always finds a